Everyday life's happening. Some days are more eventful. Others, living protected with insurance you can depend on changes your life for the better. We insure the people and things you care about. Not Agency. We'll help you find the right coverage so when life happens, you have the right insurance protection for your family and business. When life happens, live protected. Not Agency for all your insurance needs.
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Tuesday, December the 22nd. It's good to have you with us today. We're going to talk about something that really does not have a lot of discussion, but it should be. It should be out in front of the public, and that is suicide prevention. I want to introduce you to Becca Pamperl. Good to have you here, Becca.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
You were telling me before we came on, 41 or 44,000 Americans.
In 2013, there were over 41,000 Americans
that took their own lives.
Yes.
It is hard to understand unless you've been there. The deep depression that someone who is contemplating suicide must feel.
Correct.
Before they do it.
Right. Correct. Yes. A lot of people do. A lot of people do have that deep dark hole that they go in, and once they go in that, they make their mind up. And what we're trying to do now is to get everybody to start talking about the signs and, talking to people, and that way people aren't afraid to talk about suicide, so people can know that their loved ones might be down and we can get them the help that they need.
Now, you are involved with this for two reasons. Your brother took his own life how many years ago?
It was November 12th of 2003. His name is Rick Lewis.
Rick Lewis. Mm-hmm. Your brother, he was 30...
He was 35.
35, and he took his own life.
Yes.
That obviously had a big impact on you and your family.
Yeah, of course.
At that point, did you know or see any warning signs?
Of course, everyone goes back and says coulda, woulda, shoulda on many of things. I do feel like I had some warning signs there, but we never thought, you don't think that of your loved one, that they will actually complete a suicide. So it's something that was never talked about, and I just kept telling him I loved him and I was proud of him, and I thought he was doing great things with his life, and it just did not matter, unfortunately.
So what are some of the signs?
Some of the signs to look for are people that are just, refraining from socialization and, start talking about things, completely different things that they never would have done before, completely different hobbies, maybe, I don't know for sure on that, but different hobbies that they wouldn't normally have done before.
Do they ever, someone who's contemplating suicide, do they ever just come out point blank and tell someone in advance?
Sometimes they do. And, when I did my assist suicide training, we are actually, taught to ask someone, are you considering taking your own life? And someone that is considering it, a lot of times will tell you, yes, I am considering taking my own life. So, yes.
Are there support groups available today for people in that situation?
Yeah, there are many support groups. There's many facilities. There's many other resources in every town, so that people can try to get that help. There is the hotline too.
Do you know the number?
Yes, it's 1-800-273-TALK.
Okay, so if there is someone listening to us today who is that despondent, or if you think you know of someone, you can call this number at any time, day or night. Give it to me again. It's
800-273-TALK.
Talk. Mm-hmm. T-A-L-K. So
yes,
it's 800-273-TALK.
Yes, correct.
What are you going to get when you call that number?
You are going to get a counselor who is handled in suicide prevention, and someone that's actually going to be able to talk to you and help you get to a resource or something that, at that time that you can then get more stable in your emotional stability.
Mm-hmm. When you think about it, it seems this can't happen in your family, but actually it can happen to anyone. And what really hit home with me, walking a couple of years ago, I walked across the Golden Gate Bridge. And that's a pretty good length of span of the bridge. And I think it's about every 1/10 of a mile, they have what they're called suicide phones.
Yeah.
And they're red phones saying that if you are contemplating jumping off the side of the bridge, please pick up the phone because there's someone here to help you.
Yes.
Since then, I believe earlier this year, or they're in the process of doing it now, because so many people have jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge and committed suicide, they're installing netting along the sides of the bridge on both sides so that if you jump, you're not going to fall into San Francisco Bay, you're going to fall into the net, and hopefully you'll be rescued there.
Right, exactly.
But there are so many different situations and circumstances that people need to be aware of. So if you know of someone that you feel is in deep trouble, can you call this number yourself?
Yes. You can call that number, and they can actually tell you, how to approach that person to get them help.
Okay. The other reason you're here today is there was a walk called Out of the Darkness Walk.
Correct.
In Columbia?
Yes.
That was this fall.
Yes, it was.
But you're still raising money for this and raising awareness.
Yes, I'm definitely raising money and awareness. I will be raising money until the 31st of this year.
So if anybody listening would like to contribute to Out of the Darkness Walk, and this is suicide prevention.
This is correct.
Where does this money go then?
This money, actually 50% of it will come back into Columbia. We are going to do some campaigning and some educational programs for teens and young adults. I want to get that into some of the high schools here. Then the other 40% will actually go to research and prevention programs, and 10% actually goes to advocacy and administrative costs.
Okay. So it all goes to suicide prevention. 100% of it goes to suicide prevention.
Yes.
How can someone make a donation?
They can go to www.afsp.org.
And then you can make your donation there.
You can make your donation right there, or you can go to the Out of the Darkness Walks, and next year, if you want to sign up and actually come walk with us, that would be wonderful.
Okay. All right. And the 24-hour hotline, if you need help or know someone that needs help, is 1-800-273-TALK. Okay. Becca, thank you so much for coming by. And best of luck, continued success with the Out of Darkness Walk. I hope you raise a lot of money.
I do too.
And get the word out to people. Okay. Tomorrow, Love Inc. and the Ivan Tomato Rescue Project. Thank you for joining us today. If there's something you'd like to hear, I'd love to hear from you. Drop me an email, pepperp@missouri.edu. Have yourself a good one.